Hey there, fellow explorers. Welcome back to our channel, where we dive into the wacky and wonderful world of nature. Today, we have a special treat for you. We are going to reveal the top 10 mind-boggling, shell-shocking, and totally slime-tastic facts about snails. Now, I know what you are thinking. Snails? Aren't they just those slow-moving, garden-dwelling creatures? Although many perceive these small creatures as mere slugs with shells, their true wonders often go unnoticed. Snails encompass a remarkable range of sizes, shapes, and species, fulfilling vital roles within our environment. Beyond being natural fertilizer, they play a crucial part in maintaining ecosystems for other animals. Moreover, their slime has gained increasing popularity in cosmetology, finding application in various products and procedures. However, the wonders of these slimy beauties extend far beyond these fascinating aspects. Well, prepare to have your minds blown, because these little marvels of nature have secrets that will leave you shell-shocked. Let's get this gastropod party started. There are over 40,000 different types of snails. Now, dear friends, prepare to be amazed by the sheer snail diversity out there. Believe it or not, there are over 40,000 different types of snails roaming our planet. While many people picture garden snails when they think of snails, there are a lot more than just those out there in the world. In fact, there are over 40,000 distinct species of snails. They vary in size, colors, and even location. Snails can range anywhere from less than 1 inch in size to over 15 inches in size. They can also live in many different habitats, both on dry land and in water. While the exact number is unknown, it has been said that there is at least a minimum of 43,000 in the world today. And this doesn't even include slugs. With a range of colors, shapes, and lifestyles, these slimy superstars are taking over the world, 1 inch at a time. The smallest snail in the world is less than 0.03 inches. Hold on to your shells for this one. Snails come in all shapes and sizes. In fact, the tiniest snail in the world measures less than a teeny tiny 0.03 inches. So the smallest snail in the world is a micro mollusk. This snail was found in Borneo and has been named Acmella nana, which translates to dwarf in Latin. Because the snail is so incredibly small, scientists say that they cannot be spotted out in the wild by the naked eye and must be observed under a microscope. This species was found on a limestone hill and is said to have high diversity, meaning there could be at least 500 species of this tiny snail in the world. It's like finding a needle in a haystack, only cuter and way less painful. The giant African land snail is one of the largest snails in the world. From the tiniest to the mightiest, we now turn our attention to the heavyweight champion of snails, the giant African land snail. Brace yourselves, friends, because this colossal creature can reach sizes of up to a whopping 8 inches in length. The biggest snail in the world is a land snail. It is the giant African snail, and it can grow over 7 inches in size, with the largest specimen being measured at just over 15 inches. They have large, light to dark shells with vertical dark stripes on them. These snails are considered an invasive species, feeding off at least 500 diverse types of plants. It is also said that these snails are carriers of a parasite that is known to cause meningitis, posing a threat to both humans and other animals. That's like having a snail the size of a small dog. Talk about a snail that stands out in the crowd. They can live in seawater, freshwater, or on land. When it comes to habitat, snails are the ultimate survivors. These adaptable creatures can thrive in various environments, be it the salty seas, freshwater ponds, or even on dry land. Some of the more common snails can be found on land, as well as some of the more exotic species, but there are also snails that can live in seawater and freshwater. Sea snails are composed of an exceptionally large group of snails that live in salt water, and they also have several varieties within themselves. These snails can also have very colorful shells that are often disguised as a rock in the water, a perfect disguise to hide away from predators. Freshwater snails are a large group of snails that live in ponds, lakes, and rivers. Not only do they have gills, but they also have a range in sizes much like land snails. There are roughly 4,000 distinct species of freshwater snails in the world. Land snails, on the other hand, have a much larger group and tend to grow quite big as well. They're like the chameleons of the gastropod world, making themselves at home wherever they go. They are not mammals or reptiles. Time to set the record straight. Snails aren't your ordinary mammals or reptiles. Nope, these slimy wonders belong to a unique group called gastropods. Snails are called gastropods. Gastropods are a form of mollusk that includes snails, slugs, and whelks. It is one of the most diverse groups of organisms, home to over 40,000 distinct species. They also belong to the invertebrate class, a group of organisms that do not have a spine or skeletal system. Therefore, the shell of a snail is so important. It serves as a home, a defense mechanism, and as a form of protection for their fragile bodies. It's like being part of a cool club where slow and slimy is the way to go. Their shells grow with them. Ever wondered how snails keep up with their ever-expanding bodies? Well, they have their very own housing solution. Every snail has a shell, and unlike many other shelled creatures, snails do not discard their shells and form new ones. In fact, as snails grow, their shells grow with them. Their growth begins while they are still inside of the egg, and when they are born, they already have their shells. To make their shells strong, snails are constantly in search of calcium-rich food sources to produce a strong and sturdy shell for their fragile bodies to grow into. Snails wear their homes on their backs, and these shells grow right along with them. Talk about built-in real estate. They retreat into their shell when a threat is nearby. In a world full of predators, snails have developed a genius defense mechanism. Whenever they sense danger, they retreat into the cozy confines of their shells faster than you can say, escargot. Because snails do not have backbones or a skeletal system, they are obviously weak to many other animals in the wild. Because of this, they also used their shell as a defense mechanism. In fact, whenever a threat is posed nearby, they often retreat inside of their shells as a source of protection, much like a turtle would in the wild. Not only is their shell used as a source of protection from predators, but it can also protect them from elevated temperatures. It's their way of saying, "You can't catch me." They have teeth, many teeth. Now, this one might give you nightmares, or at least some serious chills. Snails may be small, but they have mouths packed with thousands of tiny, sharp teeth. While snails may have tiny mouths, they still have teeth. A lot of them. In fact, it is said that some snails have over 20,000 teeth, while the average snail can have up to or over 1,000. These teeth are practically microscopic and obviously aren't very sharp when compared to other animals, but they are used for both scraping or cutting food. Their teeth form inside a structure in their mouths called a radula, an elongated sac that grows several rows of tiny snail teeth. How cute is that? They might not be going to the dentist, but they sure know how to take a bite out of their favorite leafy snacks. Most snails are hermaphrodites. Ah, the wonders of snail love. Did you know that most snails are hermaphrodites? That's right, folks, they possess both male and female reproductive organs. There are many species in the world that can reproduce on their own and do not have genders, and snails are one of them. Most are not male or female and can produce both eggs and sperm on their own. However, some snails that belong to different families can be male or female. They can reproduce when they are sexually mature and when their sexual organs acquire necessary conditions. The time varies for all snails, mostly due to their location and environments. When it comes to snail romance, it's a two-way street. Love is truly in the slimy air. They participate in snail races. Last but definitely not least, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, snails have their own version of the Olympics. These slow-moving critters take part in snail races, where their sluggishness becomes the ultimate measure of success. While snails are typically slow creatures, there are still snail races that are held everywhere in the world. Snail races are used as a humorous form of entertainment, obviously because these guys don't move at a fast pace, and they are incredibly fun to watch. While it is possible for other species of snails to participate in these races, the garden snail is the most common snail used for snail races. The record holder was a snail named Archie, and he won the race in 2 minutes time, not so slow after all. It's like watching the 100-meter dash, but with a whole lot more slime. And that's a wrap on our snail extravaganza. We hope you enjoyed diving into the captivating world of these slimy superstars with us. Who knew these slow-moving creatures could be so fascinating? From their participation in snail races to their toothy smiles, snails have surely earned their spot on the remarkable species list. Who knew the humble snail could be such a captivating creature? So, the next time you spot a snail slowly making its way through your garden or on your windowsill, remember, beneath that unassuming exterior lies a world of incredible adaptations and surprises. Thank you for watching, friends. If you've enjoyed this journey with us, don't forget to hit that like button and share this video with your fellow adventurers. And of course, subscribe to our channel for more mind-expanding adventures in the natural world. Who knows what other critters are hiding fascinating secrets right under our noses? Join us on our quest to uncover the extraordinary in the ordinary. Until then, keep your eyes peeled, your curiosity ignited, and remember, the world of nature is full of surprises.